Greetings, everyone, and welcome. It is March the 15th, late afternoon here in the United States on this Saturday, approaching Sunday morning in Ukraine and Russia, and I'm here with Zelensky's warning. Zelensky has given a warning to the United States. Zelensky has given a warning to partners and allies and friends, and the warning comes down to one word. In fact, over the next 10 or 12 minutes, I'm going to share with you why I believe my thumbnail is accurate. Of course, you see the hat there with Putin wearing it saying, "Make America great again." And you see the hat with Trump there, "Make Russia great again." We're seeing signals that although we're looking at things that appear to be pro-Ukraine, pro-supportive Ukraine in general terms, but the reality is the statements that we are hearing coming out nonstop most often have a pro-Russian narrative, a pro-Kremlin narrative, and I'm going to prove it to you in just the next couple of minutes. And we start with Zelensky's one-word warning. He says, listen, there is a word that you need to listen to, and you need to ignore it. So with that said, let's jump right to it. Zelensky's one word is what? But. You say, what? But? Yes, listen here, guys.
Most importantly, America and others shouldn't fall for Russia's but. A ceasefire shouldn't come with a but, because this is a 30-day ceasefire. It's not forever, it's a pause. 30 days for all sides to show their true intentions about ending or prolonging the war.
There you have it. Do not fall for the word but. And that is all we're seeing. We're going to see more of the but. In fact, I have a great clip I'm going to share with you guys in just a moment from a commander who talks about the very front lines of the war, how it is not even possible that the things that Russia will ask for can happen. So Zelensky, even here early on, while we're looking to seek and move toward a truce for 30 days, and I can tell you right now, does that look like a truce or any movement? And additionally, I can tell you the skies may soon be loaded with airplanes and missiles. We'll talk about that in just one moment as well. But let's continue here. It's the power word of the day. If they say but, that means they want to change it for their own narrative. And we see the United States waiting to respond to those buts. Additionally, let's talk about fake news. I'm going to call out President Donald J. Trump right now, period. I'm going to call him out and I'm going to prove it. And I'm more than willing and welcome to answer if he wants to call me. But he made this statement right here, and it's not true. He says the fake news, as usual, is at it again. Why can't they be honest just for once? Last night, I read that President Vladimir Putin of Russia kept my highly respected ambassador and special envoy, my oligarch, Witkoff, Steve, buddy, billionaire, waiting for over 9 hours when, in fact, there was no wait whatsoever. That is incorrect, sir. He had to wait for 8 hours. It is a fact. Ukraine knows it. Ukraine has reported on it. You just don't want it to seem that anything you're connected to has to wait because you're Donald Trump and you want to make Russia great again. Other meetings with other representatives of Russia did take place, and obviously they took some time. He's trying to smooth it over. Listen, he was meeting with Lukashenko and others in economic forums, and that took precedence, and the American delegation had to wait, and the pictures were there from way after midnight. But the meetings were productive. From there, things went quickly and efficiently, and all signs seemed to be, hopefully, very good. In conclusion, there was no 9-hour wait. Once again, he states it. Listen, if you're stating it twice, it's because, okay, it wasn't 9, it was 8. Or any wait at all. Wrong. The only reason they made up that story is to try and demean, in all caps, because they are sick degenerates that have to start reporting the news correctly. This is why they have lost their ratings, their audience, and respect. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and God bless America. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, he wants to talk about fake news and lies. I'm going to put it right on him right now. I'm going to roll the video, and I'm going to ask you a question. Can you spot the fake news, and can you spot the lies? Here we go.
Russia has a large group of Ukrainian soldiers, as we speak, surrounded and
that
in
is a
grave
lie.
danger. They've been able to surround them. They're in grave danger. Biden should have never let this war happen. First of all, you don't want to pick on somebody that's a lot larger than you, even with the money. There's a lot of money that we gave them and a lot of equipment. We make the best military equipment in the world, but even with all of that, it's unbelievable. Right now, you have a lot of Ukrainian soldiers that are encircled and in grave danger, and I've asked them not to kill those soldiers, please, not to kill those soldiers. We don't want them killed.
Okay, guys, listen to me. And of course, you could see Solovyov. That's where I got that video from, and they're playing it. I want to back it up because now you have been warned. I'm going to play it again. Fake news. President Trump, you dropped the fake news. You are the one that said the Ukrainian soldiers are encircled. And of course, he's referring to the Kursk region. They are 100% not encircled. Zelenskyy just answered that minutes ago. I will share that with you. And then additionally, he blames Biden, of course, for everything. And then on top of that, he says, you know, if you're a little guy, you shouldn't pick on the big guy. Therefore, he is now placing blame on Ukraine for picking on Russia. That's what he means. Ladies and gentlemen, Russia invaded Ukraine. Ukraine did not invade Russia. Listen again.
Russia has a large group of Ukrainian soldiers, as we speak, surrounded and in grave danger. They've been able to surround them. They're in grave danger. Biden should have never let this war happen. First of all, you don't want to pick on somebody that's a lot larger than you, even with the money. There's a lot of money that we gave them and a lot of equipment.
You don't want to pick on somebody that's a lot larger than you. They didn't pick on them. Russia picked on Ukraine. The big boy. Goliath came after David, but I'm telling you, David's going to smack Goliath because of good people around the world that will continue to fight and stand for truth, especially behind the Ukrainians who are rolling nonstop. Zelenskyy replied, this is his official statement, and I've translated it for you. There is no encirclement of the Ukrainian armed forces in Kursk. We see the accumulation of Russians on the eastern border. This indicates a desire that they may strike at the Sumy region. We understand this and we will counteract. So Trump makes his statements. First of all, if we go back, he says, stop the fake news. Witkoff didn't wait. We know that Witkoff waited for 8 hours. Additionally, he states, basically, Ukrainian soldiers are encircled. Don't kill them. Don't kill them. Zelenskyy replies, they're not encircled. You see the warning here. It's a big warning. It's not only the butt warning, but it's not only the butt warning, but it's not only the butt warning. However, it is very clear that while trying to help Ukraine come to some type of truce situation with Ukraine, with Russia, that is, Donald Trump is retaining a very pro-Russian narrative, pro-Russian talking points. It is blatantly obvious, and we are trying to stand against it. Zelenskyy reporting right here. Donald J. Trump, I am pleased to inform you that General Keith Kellogg has been appointed special envoy to Ukraine. Kellogg was removed from the meeting there in Moscow. No matter what you hear, that is what happened because he had too much military experience and too pro-Ukrainian viewpoint, and he could speak the Russian language. So he was moved out. So he is now partnering there as a special envoy for Zelenskyy and Ukraine. Now, for me, that's good news. We'll take that, and we appreciate it. March 15th, 2025, 8:34 p.m. Ukraine time is when that information came out. That is good news. When it's good, we'll call it. Now, Kirill Sazonov on the truce. You guys need to hear this because once again, it's like the word but comes back.
The enemy can't do this as we see their movements. They lack resources for a strong Kharkiv offensive now. Everything's in the Kursk region. Resources to break through here. Can we cautiously discuss improvements in the Pokrovsk direction? Certainly we can speak directly about it without caution. Their offensive was stubborn 2 weeks ago. This doesn't mean the assaults have stopped at all. The assaults continue. They keep attacking north and south of Pokrovsk, but without results. The outcome is 0 or negative. They're not advancing, they're losing ground. It's a small counter-offensive. We also lack resources to push them back now, but they're stopped. They're retreating, losing positions, and complaining about lack of resources. Do you believe Putin can really keep quiet? 30 days of silence, ceasefire on land, sea, and air discussed by Ukrainian and US delegations in Saudi Arabia? No, I don't believe it. Putin won't observe a ceasefire even if he agrees to it. Now he's setting impossible conditions. Imagine the Ukrainian army ordered to leave Kramatorsk, Druzhkivka, Konstantinivka, Sloviansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson. Absurd. Would such an order be followed? What would happen to the country after that? Well, it won't happen. It's impossible. Of course, it won't be better without help, but the situation is much better now. We're far less dependent on aid than in 2022. We survived then, we'll survive now. So, there won't be a front collapse or anything. No collapse, catastrophe, or anything terrible will happen.
There you have good news coming in from Kirill, where he makes the same statement. Putin can agree to a ceasefire, but it won't happen. He will not do it. Additionally, he brought in a very good thought process for us to just analyze. Could you imagine, because Putin wants the full military to leave all of the obelisks that are on their constitutional books. And he asked the question that we've been asking so many times. Could you imagine that if Ukraine had to do a full military withdrawal, and he called it from Slavyansk and Kramatorsk and Druzhkivka and Konstantinivka and Pokrovsk, and we can keep going further. Zaporizhia, the huge city, that entire southern front line, the Kherson city, that deep river down there on the Black Sea front line. Could you imagine if the Ukrainian military had to pull back those 800,000 soldiers and all of the infrastructure? What would happen? And then he just said it's not possible. It's not going to happen. Once again, we're back to Zelensky's word. You cannot allow a but. You either have a truce that you agree to. You don't negotiate out of that. You have a truce, you cease fire for 30 days, and you negotiate. That's it. And of course, we see that not happening right now. We're supposed to get, according to Donald Trump, more information on Monday, but we can see where it is going right now. I can tell you once again, the air alarms are still rolling. And if intelligence is true right now, which it is, 200 plus shaheeds are expected tonight. That's the night of March 15th into the morning of March 16th. Russia continues right now to equip their bombers with missiles, and they have concentrated once again 18 Tupolev 95s and Tupolev 160 aircraft near Ukraine. At the Elena Air Base, 11, Ingalls 2, there are 2 Tupolev 95s and 2 Tupolev 160s. And at Diaghilev, it's 3 Tupolev 95s. They're there, they're loaded, and we're expecting 200 shaheeds plus tonight. Could be an indicator of a potential large-scale attack. We'll be watching it, and if it happens, of course, we'll update you on that. So finally, as we're closing out, Zelenskyy, one word, but. I remind you of how important this word is.
Most importantly, America and others shouldn't fall for Russia's but.
That's it.
A ceasefire shouldn't come with a but, because this is a 30-day ceasefire. It's not forever, it's a pause. 30 days for all sides to show their true intentions about ending or prolonging the war.
Don't fall for Russia's butt. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Probably about as clear as Zelenskyy can make it. So we know a lot of things are happening over this weekend coming into Monday, and we shall see. But for sure, I stand behind the information I'm sharing with you today, especially in regard to Trump wanting to call out fake news when he is the king of fake news and dropping it himself. Thank you, everybody, for what you're doing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for partnering with us. Thank you to all of our team, all of our moderators, all the group. It's a good team working together, and you are part of it, standing with and supporting Ukraine. Be blessed, and we'll be back.